There is a truth most people refuse to face. Nobody is coming to save you. Your life will only transform the moment you decide to put all your energy where it truly belongs, on yourself. Every dream you chase, every goal you want to reach, every future you desire, depends on one thing: how deeply you commit to yourself. No distractions, no excuses, no waiting for permission. You must become so strong that failure cannot break you and rejection cannot stop you. The world rewards those who master themselves, not those who blame, not those who wait. The ones who win are the ones who focus relentlessly on their growth, their vision, their path. Focus on yourself until you win. Because if you don't, nobody else will. Today could be the day you stop looking outside and start building the life you deserve, from the inside out. Stay with me, because this could be the most important shift you ever make. Chapter 1. Build your strongest self, every single day. You have to focus fully on building your strongest self every day. There's no taking days off when it comes to building yourself. Life does not pause for anyone. Every moment you waste, every second you let slip without working on yourself, compounds against you. You either build the life you want, or you drift further into the life you don't. Most people never win because they never stay focused on themselves long enough. They are too busy watching others, comparing, or getting distracted. The greatest gift you can give yourself is daily commitment. Commitment to growing stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. And this isn't a once-in-a-while thing. It's a daily choice whether you feel like it or not. It all starts with a decision. You must decide, no more letting days slip through your fingers. Decide that you will work harder on yourself than anything else. Your strongest self won't build itself. Your mind won't sharpen itself. Your discipline won't fall from the sky. You are responsible. You are the one who must make it happen. And it starts small. 1 hour of reading instead of scrolling. 1 workout instead of making excuses. Saying no to junk food and yes to what fuels your body. Sitting in a quiet room and setting real goals for your life. Small daily decisions build your strongest self brick by brick, but you must stay consistent. You cannot only work on yourself when life is easy. You must do it when it's hard, when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when no one claps for you. When results are invisible, that's when the real work is happening. That's when you are laying a foundation for a future nobody can take away. Strength is built in silence. Strength is built in struggle. Strength is built when nobody is watching. Your strongest self is not born from good intentions. It's forged through action. You must show up for yourself every day. No excuses, no blaming, no waiting for motivation. Motivation won't save you. You must save yourself through consistency. Consistency is the real secret. It's not flashy, it's not exciting every day, but it's powerful. Every day you choose yourself, you take a step closer to your dreams. Every day you focus on growth, your power grows. Results may not appear overnight, but they will come. The world rewards those who stay focused when everyone else gives up. The world rewards those who bet on themselves 7 when the odds are against them. You have to be honest with yourself. Are you building yourself or are you distracting yourself? Are you moving forward or are you letting life push you around? Harsh, but true. If you are not growing, you are shrinking. If you are not moving forward, you are falling behind. There's no standing still. Growth is not optional, it's required. Protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Focus is your superpower in a world designed to distract you. Every notification, every meaningless update, every negative voice is trying to steal your future. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Decide what deserves your attention. Your attention is sacred. Your attention builds your life. When you focus fully on building your strongest self every day, you start to see the world differently. You stop chasing approval. You stop needing permission. You stop wasting time explaining yourself to people who will never understand your dreams. You stop feeling guilty for wanting more out of life. You stand firm in who you are and who you are becoming. Understand this, nobody is coming to build you. Nobody is responsible for making you strong. That is your job and is the most important job you will ever have. You must respect yourself enough to put in the work to sacrifice temporary comfort for lasting power. To choose growth over fitting in. To build a future so strong that you can stand proud in it no matter what storms come your way. Every morning you wake up is another opportunity to build yourself, another opportunity to make yourself strong, another opportunity to prove to yourself that you are serious about your future. You cannot waste these days. You cannot treat them like they are endless. They are not. Every day is a building block. Every day is a piece of your foundation. Every day matters. And here's the beauty of focusing on yourself. When you get stronger, everything else improves. Your relationships get better. Your health gets better. Your finances get better. Your confidence grows. But it always starts with you. If you focus on yourself until you win, one day you will look back and realize something powerful. Winning itself wasn't the real prize. The real prize was who you became in the process. Your strongest self is waiting, on the other side of discipline, sacrifice, and consistency. And here's the truth. You already have everything it takes inside you. You don't need more talent. You don't need someone to rescue you. What you need is unshakable commitment to yourself at a level you've never reached before. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Focus fully on building your strongest self today, then wake up tomorrow and do it again. Stack those days. Stack those wins. Watch how your life transforms. Watch your confidence grow. Watch your strength become unbreakable. This is how you win. You don't win by hoping. You don't win by luck. You win by focusing fully on yourself every single day. You win by showing up for yourself no matter what. You win by refusing to quit when it gets hard. You win by doing the work most people are too lazy to do. Focus on you until you win, because if you don't, nobody else will. Chapter 2. Train your mind to ignore the noise. Every day there is noise, opinions flying everywhere, distractions trying to steal your energy, voices telling you who you should be, what you should do. If you're not careful, you can spend your entire life living for other people's expectations. You can lose yourself trying to keep up with a world that doesn't even know who you are. That's why training your mind to ignore the noise is not just important, it is absolutely necessary. You have a limited amount of attention. You cannot give it to everything and everyone. If you do, there will be nothing left for yourself. Your dreams will wither. Your energy will fade. Your confidence will crumble. You cannot build a strong mind if you constantly let noise creep in. You must protect your mind like your most valuable possession because that is exactly what it is. The world will always have something to say. People will always have opinions. But opinions do not build your life. Opinions do not pay your bills. Opinions do not create your future. Your actions create your future. Your choices create your future. Your daily focus creates your future. The moment you start listening to every opinion, you lose your power. You start doubting yourself. You start questioning your path. You slow down. You shrink your vision just to fit into someone else's small thinking. Training your mind to ignore the noise is about building inner strength. It's about becoming so rooted in your own vision that the outside world cannot shake you. It's about knowing who you are so clearly that nothing anyone says can pull you off your path. It's not arrogance, it's clarity. It's understanding that your life is too important to be hijacked by other people's doubts or fears. The first step is to get clear on what matters. When you know what you're working toward, it becomes easier to spot the noise. Not every comment deserves your attention. Not every distraction deserves your energy. You have to decide what is worth your time and what is not. If it does not push you closer to your vision, it is noise. If it does not make you stronger, it is noise. If it drains your energy instead of building it, it is noise. You must become ruthless about your focus. Protect your mind from negativity, gossip, jealousy, comparison, fear. Do not let yourself get dragged into meaningless battles. You cannot waste your time explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You cannot live trying to meet standards that aren't even yours. That's how dreams die. That's how great potential is wasted. Train your mind to stay quiet when the world gets loud. Learn to hear your own voice above the noise. Learn to trust your instincts even when nobody else understands. Strength comes from knowing you don't need validation to move forward. You don't need permission to follow your path. You don't need approval to chase your dreams. The only voice that matters is the one inside you, the voice that knows you were made for more. Critics will always exist. You are responsible for the energy you allow around you. You are responsible for the mindset you bring into every single day. The stronger your mind becomes, the clearer your path becomes. The clearer your path becomes, the faster you move. The faster you move, the closer you get to the life you were meant to live. The outside noise will never disappear. It will always be there. But you will be different. You will be stronger. You will be wiser. You will be focused. You will not bend every time the wind blows. You will not crumble every time someone criticizes you. You will stand firm, unshaken, relentless in your pursuit of the life you deserve. Dreams are not just an outer battle. They are an inner battle. The noise outside is loud, but sometimes the voice inside you is even louder. Doubt will whisper, maybe they are right. Fear will try to convince you that you are not ready. Your own mind will try to pull you back into comfort, back into smallness, back into the version of you that feels safe but not fulfilled. Fear will try to convince you to settle for what is easy. Comfort will beg you to return to the familiar, to stay safe, to stop pushing. But you must push forward. You must be stronger than your emotions on the hard days. You must lead yourself, even when it feels like nobody is watching. Real fighters are not motivated by applause. They are motivated by purpose. They don't wait for the crowd to cheer. They are too busy laying the bricks of their future one hard day at a time. They are too focused on their vision to care about approval. They know respect comes after results, not before. They are willing to walk alone today so they can stand tall tomorrow. When you fight for your dreams, you develop a toughness that cannot be faked. You earn a resilience that cannot be bought. You build a soul that can handle pressure. Every rejection makes you sharper. Every no forces you to dig deeper. Every failure teaches you how to fight smarter. There are no wasted battles when you are fighting for something real. Every scar tells the story of someone who refused to back down. You must get clear on one thing: your dream matters. It matters because it shapes you into who you were meant to be. It matters because it forces you to become disciplined, focused, and relentless. It matters because it calls out the best parts of you that would otherwise stay hidden. Dreams are not just about achievement. They are about transformation. They are the training ground for greatness. You will not always feel strong. You will not always feel courageous. Some days you will question everything, and that is part of the process. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward even when fear is loud. Courage is getting back up even when it would be easier to stay down. Courage is choosing to believe again every morning, even when yesterday ended in disappointment. There will be moments when quitting feels reasonable. There will be times when results come slower than you hoped. There will be seasons when it feels like nobody notices your effort. That is when you must remember, you are not fighting for attention. You are fighting for your future. You are not fighting for applause. You are fighting to build the life you promised yourself you would create. Nobody can fight this battle for you. They can encourage you. They can wish you well. But the work, the fight, the transformation, that is yours alone. But in the end, it is you against your excuses. It is you against your doubts. It is you against the temptation to settle. And it is you who must decide. Will you keep swinging, even when it feels like the punches are not landing? Winners are not those who never feel discouraged. Winners are those who feel discouraged and keep going anyway. Winners are not those who always have clarity. Winners are those who take the next step even when the path is unclear. Winners are not just lucky. They're the ones who keep showing up long enough to catch the breaks when they come. Fighting for your dreams means accepting that not everyone will understand you. It means letting go of the need to explain yourself to people who aren't even chasing their own dreams. It means building confidence from within, not borrowing it from outside approval. It means setting your sights on the life you want and refusing to look back. No matter who walks away, it will hurt. It will feel unfair. It will feel exhausting. But every day you fight for your dreams, you are winning a war inside yourself. Every day you refuse to give up, you are building a character that can withstand anything. One day, you will stand where you dreamed of standing. You will look back and realize that every lonely night, every silent morning, every unanswered doubt was worth it. The people who doubted you, they will still be where they are, still talking, still doubting, still waiting for someone else to believe in them. But you will be different. You will have proof. You will have evidence. That belief, backed by relentless action, changes everything. Never apologize for fighting for your dreams. Never feel guilty for walking a path others are too afraid to take. Never water down your ambition to make others comfortable. Fight for it like your life depends on it. Because in a very real way, it does. Your future life, your future self, your future peace, they all depend on the fight you are willing to have today. There will come a day when you no longer have to explain why you believed. A day when results will speak louder than words ever could. A day when your fight becomes someone else's inspiration. But to get there, you have to keep swinging. You have to keep believing. You have to keep moving forward. Do not wait for belief from others. Be your own believer. Be your own fighter. Be your own proof. And when you feel tired, remember this: the dream is not given to the strongest. The dream is not given to the fastest. The dream is given to the one who refuses to quit. Fight for your dreams. Fight when it's hard. Fight when it's lonely. Fight when it feels like nobody sees you. Fight because you owe it to yourself. Fight because you were made for more. Fight because one day the world will look at you and say, "I see it now." But by then, you won't need their validation. You'll already be living the dream you built with your own 2 hands. Show up for yourself every single day. Not once in a while. Not when it's convenient. Not only when you feel excited. Every single day. Because the life you're after is not built on fleeting moments of motivation. It is built on daily commitment. It is built when you choose to do the work even when nobody is watching and nobody is clapping. Most people miss their dreams, not because they lack potential, but because they are inconsistent. They show up on Monday and disappear by Friday. They work hard for a week and then fall off for a month. They commit when it's easy and run when it gets tough. You cannot live like that and expect to win. You must become the kind of person who shows up whether it feels good or not. You must learn to trust yourself. If you say you're going to do it, you do it. If you set a goal, you chase it every single day without waiting for someone else to remind you. The world rewards consistency. Life opens doors for those who stay in the fight. Success is drawn to those who keep moving, even on slow days, boring days, painful days. When you show up for yourself every day, you begin to build self-respect that no one can take away. You stop needing praise to keep going. You stop waiting for signs that it's working. You stop depending on the outside world to tell you that you're enough. You know you're enough because you prove it to yourself every single day through your actions. Showing up is not about being perfect. It's not about doing everything right. It's about being there for yourself when it counts. It's about pushing yourself to make progress even when progress is slow. It's about understanding that one small step forward is always better than standing still another day, waiting for motivation to magically show up. Yes, there will be days you don't feel like doing anything. Days when the bed feels heavier. Days when excuses scream louder than your goals. Days when the finish line seems impossibly far. Those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that separate dreamers from doers. Those are the days you prove to yourself that your future matters more than your feelings. Train yourself to be reliable. Not just to others, but to yourself. Become the person you can count on to show up and do the work. Because if you cannot trust yourself, everything else will fall apart. And if you can, nothing can stop you. You will stumble. You will fall short of the goals you set. You will question your own power. And that's okay. Every time you rise and show up for yourself, you build trust. Every small step you take, every promise you keep, lays another brick in the foundation of your life. Over time, that foundation becomes unshakable. Showing up stops being a choice. It becomes who you are. It becomes your identity. It becomes automatic. Consistency is everything. Growth won't come without discipline. Change won't come without effort. Dreams aren't fueled by desire alone. They demand action. Not once, not sometimes, but every single day. Every effort counts. Every choice matters, whether anyone sees it or not. Success isn't reserved for the lucky or the favored. It belongs to those who keep showing up after everyone else has given up. It belongs to those who practice in silence, who grind when no one is watching, who stay committed when progress is invisible. Each morning is a fresh chance to outdo yourself. Each day is a blank page, waiting for the story you choose to write. Will today be another forgotten page? Or a page you'll read later with pride? You owe it to yourself to show up, to the future you dream of, to the vision that tugs at your heart, to the younger you who once believed it was possible, to the person you are becoming. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes showing up is quietly doing your work when you could be wasting time. Sometimes it's choosing better than yesterday. Sometimes it's giving your all even when energy is low. Small steps are still steps. Small wins are still wins. Progress is progress, no matter the pace. You only fail if you stop showing up. You only lose if you decide it's not worth it. Some days will feel easy. Some days will feel impossible. Some days will inspire you. Some days will numb you. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep showing up, that you keep stacking one day on top of another, because your daily actions build your future. It's easy to show up when it's fun, when results are visible, when the world applauds. But real winners show up when no one notices, when results are hidden, when the world seems to have forgotten them. Master the art of showing up, and you can build anything: your health, your strength, your life, your destiny. You can build wealth. You can create a life you're proud to live, but it all starts and ends with whether you're willing to show up for yourself. No one else can do this part for you. No one else can put in the hours. No one else can endure the grind. It has to be you. You have to face the mirror and say, I didn't quit today. I didn't let my feelings control me. I chose my future over comfort. There's no secret formula, no magic shortcut. There's only the day-to-day grind, the work that must be done, even when the easy way out is tempting. And every time you do it, every time you show up anyway, you grow stronger, more resilient, more certain of yourself. One day, you'll look around and realize everything you once dreamed of is now your reality. Not because of luck, not because someone handed it to you, but because you showed up every single day, even when no one else could see the vision but you. You are writing your future with every choice you make. Make it a masterpiece. Make it a life that reflects the strength it took to keep showing up when quitting would have been easier. Show up for yourself, not once, not sometimes, every day. Chapter 5. Cut out every distraction that weakens your focus. The world today is not short on opportunity. It's short on focus. It's easy to start, it's hard to finish. Every day, 100 things pull at your mind, your energy, your time. If you don't take control, distractions will quietly steal your future. Focus isn't something you find. Focus is something you build. You build it by protecting it. You build it by cutting out anything that drains it. You have dreams to chase, goals to reach, a life to create. You cannot afford to waste hours on things that don't matter. You cannot let meaningless notifications, wandering opinions, or easy escapes steal your energy. Every distraction comes with a cost, and that cost is your future. If you don't control your attention, someone else will. And the world doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your goals. It only cares about taking your time and giving nothing back. You have to be smarter than that. You have to see distractions for what they are, thieves. They steal your time, your energy, your focus, your life. Cutting out distractions isn't just about productivity, it's about reclaiming your life. It's about refusing to be a slave to interruptions, gossip, endless scrolling, or entertainment that adds nothing to your growth. It's about standing up and saying, "My life is too important to waste." The first step? Brutal honesty. What steals your focus every day? Where are you losing hours without noticing? What habits drain you without giving anything back? You cannot fix what you refuse to face. You have to confront the truth of how you spend your time, and then take control. The second step is to create an environment that supports your goals. Your environment should push you toward focus, not away from it. Clean up your space. Remove the clutter. Turn off the noise. Block the temptations. Make it easier to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong thing. You cannot expect to stay focused in an environment built for distraction. You must also protect your mental space. Not every conversation deserves your time. Not every argument is worth engaging in. Not every negative opinion needs a response. You have to guard your peace like your future depends on it, because it does. Every time you get pulled into something that does not serve you, you are losing momentum. If you are giving away pieces of yourself that should be reserved for your real mission, it is not enough to say you want to focus. You have to create a system that makes it possible. Set clear work times. Turn off notifications. Limit your exposure to things that pull your mind away from what matters. Make a real commitment to yourself. If you cannot do it all day, start with an hour. Start with one focus session a day and build from there. Momentum is built one decision at a time. Every distraction you remove is a gift to your future self. Every temptation you resist is an investment in your future strength. Every time you choose focus over ease, you are sharpening your mind, strengthening your discipline, and moving one step closer to the life you were born to live. It all matters. It all adds up. Distractions are not just outside of you. They are inside too. Self-doubt is a distraction. Overthinking is a distraction. Worrying about what others think is a distraction. Fear of failure is a distraction. You must learn to quiet the inner noise just as much as the outer. You must learn to refocus your mind when it starts wandering toward fear and doubt. You must be able to say to yourself, "This is not helping me," and bring your focus back to your work. Building a life worth living requires more than talent. It requires endurance. It requires the ability to stay with a thing long after the excitement fades. It requires the ability to keep putting in the work when nobody is watching and no immediate rewards are coming. That kind of endurance can only exist if you are ruthless about eliminating distractions. You will have to make sacrifices. You will have to say no to things that others say yes to. You will have to miss out on some conversations, some parties, some trends. You will have to endure the feeling of missing out. But in the end, you will realize you did not miss anything important. You will realize that the only thing worth chasing was your own potential. The truth is, the real battle is not out there. It is in here. It is inside your own mind. Can you keep your eyes on your vision when the world tries to pull you away? Can you stay locked in on your mission no matter the noise, no matter the temptation, no matter the fear? That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. That's what builds a life that's unstoppable. Can you stay true to your work when entertainment is just one click away? Can you keep moving forward when distractions disguise themselves as opportunities? That is the test. That is what separates the wishers from the achievers. Every time you choose focus, you choose your future over your feelings. Every time you say no to a distraction, you say yes to your dream. Every time you close the door on something meaningless, you open the door to something powerful. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about being clear on what you're building and ruthless about protecting the path that gets you there. Nobody is coming to organize your time for you. Nobody will clear your schedule. Nobody will turn off the noise for you. That is your responsibility. That is your power. That is your opportunity. The day you decide to cut out every distraction that weakens your focus is the day everything starts to change. You start seeing results faster. You start feeling more confident. You wake up with more energy. You start living with more purpose because you're no longer wasting strength on battles that don't matter. There is no secret to high achievement. There is only clear focus applied daily, only consistent action fueled by disciplined energy, only the relentless removal of anything that tries to pull you off course. That is how dreams are built. That is how lives are transformed. You don't have to be smarter than everyone else. You don't have to be luckier. You don't have to be more talented. But you must be more focused, more disciplined, more determined to protect your time, your energy, your mind. This is your season to be sharper. This is your time to be stricter about what you allow into your life. This is your moment to decide that nothing and no one will pull you away from the future you are building. Cut it out. If it weakens your focus, cut it out. If it steals your time, cut it out. If it drains your energy, cut it out. If it dims your light, cut it out. Your dream deserves your full strength. Your future deserves your full attention. Stay locked in, stay committed, stay focused. The life you want is waiting on the other side of the distractions you are willing to eliminate today. Chapter 6. Own your life. Stop blaming anyone for anything. There comes a moment when you must decide, will you keep pointing the finger or will you take full responsibility for everything you want to change? Until you take ownership, you stay stuck. You stay powerless. You stay behind. The day you own it all is the day you take real control of your future. Blame is easy. It feels good for a moment. It makes you believe your failures aren't your fault. It gives you an excuse to stay stuck. But the cost of blame is far too high. When you blame others, you hand them control over your life. When you point fingers, you give away your power to fix things. As long as it's someone else's fault, you have no power to change anything. Owning your life means taking full responsibility for your choices, your habits, your mindset, your outcomes. It's not about punishing yourself. It's about realizing you have the power to make new decisions starting today. You are not stuck. You are not helpless. You are not broken beyond repair. You are standing at a crossroads. Ownership moves you forward. Blame holds you back. When you stop blaming, you start building. When you stop making excuses, you start creating solutions. When you stop seeing yourself as a victim, you start acting like a leader. That shift changes everything. Suddenly, obstacles are no longer final. Mistakes are no longer the end. They become lessons, tools, building blocks for the future you're determined to create. It doesn't matter how unfair your start was. It doesn't matter the setbacks you faced. It doesn't matter what others did or didn't do. What matters is what you do with it now. You cannot rewrite the past, but you can shape your future. You can turn every disadvantage into strength. You can use every failure as training. You can let every setback fuel your drive instead of becoming your excuse. The strongest people you'll ever meet are the ones who stopped blaming a long time ago. They don't waste time complaining. They don't sit wishing life were different. They get up every day and work with what they have. They build. They move forward. They focus on solutions. They take ownership of every part of their journey. Taking ownership means facing uncomfortable truths, admitting when you've been lazy, recognizing when fear has dictated your decisions, seeing clearly where you've fallen short, not to punish yourself, but to grow. Real change starts with real honesty. The kind of honesty you tell yourself when no one else is around. Every time you take responsibility for your life, you take back your power. You stop waiting for someone else to save you. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop hoping someone else will make it easier. You step into the driver's seat. You start steering your life in the direction you want to go. And that is the moment everything begins to shift. Nobody owes you your dream. Nobody is responsible for handing you success. It is your job to show up for yourself every single day. It is your job to push through the hard days. It is your job to stay focused when life gets messy. It is your job to keep moving even when nobody is clapping for you. Your life is your responsibility, from the first chapter to the last. It might not be your fault that you were knocked down, but it is your responsibility to rise again. It might not be your fault that life was unfair, but it is your responsibility to rise above it. It might not be your fault that someone hurt you, but it is still your responsibility to heal and move forward. Responsibility is not about fault. Responsibility is about ownership. It is about deciding that no matter what happened, you are still in control of what happens next. You have to let go of the idea that anyone else is holding you back. Nobody has that kind of power over you unless you hand it to them. Circumstances are real, challenges are real, but so is your ability to rise, so is your ability to adapt, so is your ability to carve out a new path when the old one closes. The people who build powerful lives are not the ones who had the easiest paths. They are the ones who refuse to let anything outside of them choose their future. They are the ones who owned their strengths, owned their weaknesses, owned their choices, and kept building anyway. Blaming never built anything worth having. It is easy to point at other people, at the world, at your past, but every minute you spend blaming is a minute you could have spent building. Every moment spent making excuses is a moment you could have used to make progress. The cost is too high. The trade-off is too painful. You cannot afford to waste your life blaming anyone for anything. Ownership is freedom. When you own your life, you understand that every step forward is in your hands. Every improvement is within reach. Every level of growth is something you can chase. You stop waiting for things to get easier. You stop hoping someone else will make it better. You step into your own strength and start shaping your own destiny. It is not about perfection, it is about responsibility. It is about showing up for yourself even on the days you feel like hiding. It is about taking one more step even when you're carrying the weight of old mistakes. It is about believing that your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. If you are willing to own the path forward, then you owe it to yourself to walk it with everything you have. You owe it to the future version of you who is counting on you not to quit. You owe it to the dreams inside you that were placed there for a reason. You owe it to the part of you that still believes in something bigger. Own your decisions. Own your habits. Own your mindset. Own your outcomes, the good, the bad, the expected, the unexpected, because the moment you own it all is the moment you gain the power to change it all. Life is not about what happens to you, it is about what you choose to do about it. It is about how you respond. It is about the standards you set. It is about the effort you give, especially when nobody is watching. There is no stronger foundation than a life built on full responsibility. You have to become stronger than the voice inside your head that tells you it's not worth it. You have to be wiser than the emotions that beg you to quit. You have to stay loyal to your future, not your comfort. Because comfort will lie to you. Comfort will whisper sweet excuses. Comfort will seduce you into throwing away everything you've built, just to feel good for a moment. And every time you choose comfort over commitment, you take one more step away from the life you were meant to live. In every great pursuit, there comes a moment where quitting feels easy. That moment is the dividing line, the gatekeeper between those who only dream and those who actually achieve. If you can push harder exactly when quitting feels easiest, you can push through anything. If you can find the strength to take one more step, give one more ounce of effort, hold the line for one more day, you will unlock a version of yourself. That is fierce, that is focused, that is unstoppable. The temptation to quit is loud. It tells you that you are wasting your time. It tells you that the work is too hard. It tells you that the dream isn't worth the effort. But the truth is the exact opposite. If it wasn't worth it, it wouldn't demand so much from you. If it wasn't important, it wouldn't test you this hard. The size of the struggle is proof of the size of the reward waiting on the other side. When you feel like quitting, pause. Step back and remember why you started. Remember the vision that once set your soul on fire. Remember the promises you made to yourself when hope was bright and alive. Remember the future you imagined, the one that is still possible. If you refuse to quit now, you feel like giving up only because you are closer than you think. Breakthroughs hide just beyond exhaustion, just beyond doubt, just beyond the edge of your pain. You must build the habit of pushing yourself one step past your limit. You must train your mind to go a little further. Every single time the urge to quit rises, one more rep, one more page, one more call, one more hour. Those tiny extra moments, they are what separate the average from the exceptional. Those are the moments where greatness quietly takes root. Nobody will do this part for you. Nobody will push you through the hard chapters. Nobody is coming to save you from the discomfort. This is where you save yourself. This is where you rise by your own strength. This is where you prove, not to the world but to yourself, that you are serious about the life you want. And once you prove it to yourself, no one can ever take it away. Every time you keep going when quitting feels easier, you build something priceless inside you. You build mental toughness, you build emotional resilience, you build a character that doesn't crack under pressure, you build a foundation strong enough to hold the weight of real success. The people who win are not superhuman. They are simply the ones who kept showing up after they wanted to quit. They are the ones who pushed one more time. They are the ones who believed that their future mattered more than their temporary emotions. They are the ones who decided that pain would not scare them away from purpose. And you have that same ability within you. You have that same power, that same fire, that same strength. It is not hidden. It is not locked away. It is waiting for you to choose it. When the road gets hard, it is waiting for you to stand up. When everything inside you wants to sit down, it is waiting for you to keep believing. When the world gives you 1,000 reasons to doubt, do not quit on your future. Do not quit on your potential. Do not quit on the life you've been building with so much effort. Push harder. Push with more belief than you've ever had. Push knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, is shaping the person you are becoming. You will never regret pushing through when it mattered the most. You will never regret choosing resilience over surrender. You will never regret betting on yourself when others expected you to fold. But if you quit now, you'll carry the weight of what could have been. You'll carry the regret of knowing you were closer than you realized. You owe it to yourself to see how far you can go. You owe it to yourself to discover what you're truly capable of. You owe it to the dream inside you to fight harder when quitting looks tempting. This is the moment. This is the test. This is where real strength is born. If you keep nurturing the right habits, if you keep showing up, if you keep putting in the work even when nobody notices, one day it will break through. One day the results will be too big to hide. One day the life you dreamed of will be standing in front of you, not by accident, but because you had the patience to trust what you could not yet see. You must remind yourself every single day, your effort is not wasted. Every disciplined day matters. Every tough decision matters. Every time you say no to distractions, no to shortcuts, no to the old version of yourself, it matters. It is all building something bigger, something stronger, something greater, even if it feels invisible right now. Progress is not always loud. Progress does not always announce itself. Sometimes progress is quiet, steady, slow, uncomfortable, but it is progress all the same. Trusting the process means letting go of the hunger for instant results. It means understanding that anything truly meaningful requires patience, persistence, and time. It means respecting the natural rhythm of growth, the unseen work, the silent days, the hidden steps that shape your future long before the world sees it. It's easy to stay focused when everything is going right. The real test comes when life gets messy. That's why your vision must be stronger than your emotions. You have to lock into your vision so tightly that nothing, not chaos, not setbacks, not fear, can pull you away from it. You must hold your vision with a grip so unshakable that even your worst days cannot loosen it. Your vision is the blueprint of the life you are building. It is not something you glance at once and forget. It is something you feed, protect, and keep alive every single day. Because if you don't keep it in front of you, life will bury it. Responsibilities will bury it. Noise, pressure, comparison, they will all drown it out. Your vision must be the fire you return to, every morning and every night, so you never forget who you are becoming and why you started in the first place. The demands of the world will always try to pull you away from your vision. You cannot afford to let that happen. Your vision is your responsibility to protect. Staying locked in means choosing it again and again. Choosing it when you're tired. Choosing it when you're discouraged. Choosing it when easier opportunities call your name. Choosing it even when quitting feels comfortable. Your vision must guide everything. Your time, your energy, your focus, your attitude, your lifestyle. Most people don't fail because their dreams were impossible. They fail because they lost sight of their dreams when life got tough. They let fear blur their clarity. They let short-term emotions dictate long-term outcomes. They let outside opinions shake what should have stayed unshakable. If you're serious about winning, you must refuse to let anything outside of you dilute the vision inside of you. You must see it so clearly that it becomes more real than the life you're living right now. You must believe in it so strongly that temporary setbacks cannot touch your faith. You must hold it so tightly that even when you're surrounded by people who cannot see what you see, you keep building anyway. Your vision must become part of your identity. It cannot be something you speak about only when inspiration is high. It must be something you commit to. Even when you feel nothing, when motivation fades, when the road gets long, when the rewards are slow, because in those moments, it is your loyalty to the vision that keeps you moving forward. Every choice you make either brings you closer to your vision or pulls you further away. There is no neutral. Every hour, every conversation, every habit, every action, it is either feeding your future or feeding your distractions. You must decide which one deserves your life. Staying locked in requires discipline. It requires saying no to good things so you can say yes to the best things. It requires ignoring voices that tell you to settle. It requires rejecting the comfort that tries to slow you down. It requires reminding yourself daily why you started and why it matters. People won't always understand your vision. They'll question it. They'll doubt it. They'll offer you safer, smaller alternatives. You must be able to stand firm without applause. You must be willing to walk alone if you have to. Because if your belief depends on approval, you will never reach the life you're meant for. You're not building your dream for validation. You're building it because it's who you're meant to become. You're building it because it is the life you were created to live. You're building it because anything less would be a betrayal of your own potential. There will be days when the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels impossible. There will be seasons where the progress is so slow, it feels like nothing is happening at all. Those are the moments when locking into your vision matters the most, the price you must be willing to pay, and when you pay it, you will know it was worth every moment. Every sacrifice, every lonely night, every unseen effort, every tear, every rejection, every time you chose discipline over comfort, it all becomes meaningful. Stay locked in. Stay true. Stay unbreakable until you win. Chapter 10, Rise Again. Every time you fall, every time you feel lost, remember this: life will knock you down. It is never a question of if, it is always a question of when. No matter how strong you are, no matter how prepared you think you are, there will be moments when you stumble. There will be days when your plans collapse. There will be seasons where everything feels uncertain. And in those moments, your real strength is revealed. Not by how perfectly you avoid falling, but by how many times you are willing to rise again. Falling is not failure. Staying down is. Feeling lost is not weakness. Giving up on yourself is. Every champion, every leader, every person who built something meaningful had to learn one skill: the ability to rise again. When they felt defeated, they rebuilt their courage. When their confidence broke, they pieced it back together. When the ground shifted beneath them, they found a new way to stand. And every time, they rose stronger than before. Rising again is not about pretending you were never hurt. It is about refusing to let the hurt stop you. Whenever you fall, your mind will offer you two paths. One path whispers, "Stay down, protect yourself, don't try again." The other path tells you, "Stand up, move forward." This is not where your story ends. The easy path will always be surrender. The stronger path will always be to rise. Every time you rise again, you make a decision about the life you will live. You choose whether you will be shaped by defeat or defined by resilience. There is no shame in falling. There is no shame in losing your way. The shame is in refusing to fight back. The shame is in believing that one fall makes you unworthy. The truth is, every fall is a test of your hunger, your discipline, your heart. Every setback asks you one question: how badly do you really want it? If you truly want the life you dream of, you must get used to rising when staying down feels easier. You must get used to feeling lost and still taking action. You must get used to being confused and still moving forward. Clarity is not always instant. Strength is not always loud. Sometimes you build both simply by refusing to quit. The people you admire, the ones winning, succeeding, rising, they fell too. They had days when they wanted to disappear. They had moments when they doubted themselves. They had seasons where nothing made sense, but they kept getting up. They kept believing that even the smallest step forward would lead them back to purpose, back to strength, back to victory. There will be times when the fall hurts more than you expected. There will be times when the road back feels longer than you imagined. That is not the time to abandon your dreams. That is not the time to rewrite your vision. That is the time to rise, to dust yourself off, to remember exactly who you are. That is the time to reclaim your focus and take the next step. Even if you are limping, rising again does not mean pretending everything is fine. It means facing the pain, learning from it, and refusing to be destroyed by it. It means acknowledging the loss, but refusing to lose yourself in it. It means standing in the middle of your broken plans and building new ones from whatever pieces you still have left. It means believing your future is still worth fighting for, even when today feels unbearably heavy. There will be moments when you don't feel strong enough to rise, and that is okay. Strength is not about never feeling weak. Strength is about acting despite the weakness. Strength is choosing action when your emotions are begging you to quit. Strength is showing up to fight for your life, even when you don't feel like a fighter. You must understand, your journey will never be a straight line. It will be full of twists, setbacks, wrong turns. Unexpected storms will come. And that does not mean you are failing. It does not mean you are broken. It means you are living. It means you are growing. It means you are doing the real work of building a meaningful life. You must give yourself permission to be human, to fall, to feel lost, to doubt. And then you must give yourself the responsibility to rise anyway, to take the lessons, to adjust the plan, to harden your resolve. You are not meant to be perfect. You are meant to be resilient. You are meant to be relentless. You are meant to be someone who does not back down from life's hardest parts. When you rise after a fall, you send a message to the world. I am not done. I am not finished. I am not broken beyond repair. I am still standing. I am still building. I am still believing. You send a message to yourself that you are trustworthy. That you can count on yourself when it matters most. That no matter how rough it gets, you will not abandon your future. You are not defined by your falls. You are defined by your rise. You are defined by the courage it takes to stand back up. You are defined by the choice to keep going when quitting would be easier. You are defined by your ability to turn pain into power, setbacks into setups, loss into leadership. Every time you rise again, you build more than your goals. You build your soul. You build a grit so deep it will carry you through every storm ahead. You build an inner fire that no wind of disappointment can extinguish. You build a reputation with yourself that says, No matter what happens, I will find my way back. You don't need all the answers to rise again. You don't need the perfect plan. All you need is to decide that your story is not over, to trust that as long as you are breathing, you have another move to make, another chapter to write, another victory to claim. Sometimes you will rise quietly, no applause, no audience, just you, your determination, and your belief that your life still matters. Those are the rises that count the most. Those are the rises that transform you into someone unstoppable. You will rise from every fall if you choose to. You will find your way through every confusion if you keep moving. You will rebuild stronger every time life tries to tear you down, if you refuse to stay broken. Your dreams are still alive. Your future is still possible. Your strength is still growing. Rise again. Rise tired. Rise scared. Rise uncertain. Rise bruised. Rise confused. But rise, because every rise is a victory. Every rise is a step closer to the life you are capable of living. Every rise is proof that you are not done yet. You are still in the fight. You are still writing your story. You are still becoming the person you were born to be. And the world has not seen the best of you yet. Rise again.